Have you ever had an array and you were like, I want to do something to every item of this array, or just a few of them? Well, that is exactly what the .map method does. Let me show you what I mean. So if I have an array called array, and I have it set to a bunch of numbers. If I wanted to go through this array and add 1 to each of these numbers, I could make a new array. I could call the .map method on the array I just made. We get a callback function. In this callback function, we get each element that we're looping over. So you can think of this function right here as the function that's going to execute on every single item of this array. So it'll execute here, it'll execute here, it'll execute here, and so on. So let's just call this number. We need to return something because array.map returns an array. Each of these callback functions takes a value from the array. It wants to do something with it, and then it wants to give it back in a new form. So in this case, return the number that we got. So if we're in the first loop, this number is the equivalent of 1. So we can say, how many times am I going to say we can say? Don't count. Return number plus equals 1. So if I console log this out and then I run this, we'll get 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 because we've added 1 to each of these array items. To drive this point home a little bit more, I can say if number equals 5, then I want to add 10. So I can say number plus equals 10. So now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 16. So let me show you a little bit more of a practical example. I'm going to make this an array of objects, and I want to delete this. I'm going to add a new property to each of these objects. Let's say age. So I'm going to return not number, return the object, copy over all of the properties from the person object that I got from this iteration. And just so you know, ... person, this is the spread operator, and this is basically saying name is person.name, effectively not changing anything on that name property. So instead you just do spread person, and I'm gonna say age is 500. They're kind of old now. I can run this. Oh, this is one object that I had. Like, what the heck? So an array of 2 objects. All right, so now we have 2 objects, name Jacob, age 500, and name Joe, age 500. You'll use map a lot. It's very handy, but that's about it. So check my other videos out. Like this video if it helped you. Like this video if you liked the video. Stick around. I'd love to have you. Peace.